Hello, I'm called Tim, and it's a little afternoon. I'm a little late, so that means you are here with my or in my live hangout. Uh, I've been away for about a week. Just got back, traveling up and down the East Coast. Stopped off at Virginia and Columbia, South Carolina, and we had fun, and I learned a lot, of course. Heard a lot of stories about people, but my community in particular, and I thought I have to do this video again, and that is dealing with black people, the problems with black people. Now, let's be clear. When I say black people, some people on YouTube say not all. I'm saying 99%. There's about 40 million black people. I'm saying 39,600,000 are insane. 400,000 have some rational thought and some sanity. So I want to be clear. I'm saying almost all, but 400,000 is a lot of people. So I guess in that there is some hope. And one of the problems, just to get right into it, the main problem with black people is that they have decided that they're going to stop thinking. No more thinking. No more wondering. No more questioning. They're just going to follow orders and they're going to react. Now, I think this is because there have been many roadblocks put up against us, and many of us have lost our lives for thinking and being thoughtful and being rational and expanding our consciousness. But I would say since we're dying anyway, what's the difference? You're going to be harmed both ways. So you might as well be a thinking, rational person. You might as well take your seat at the table of humanity. But black people have decided, as a people, 99% of them, just not to take their seat. They're not going to do it. They're not interested. That's the first problem. The second problem is black people don't study anything, which goes along with not thinking because if you study, study is going to force you to think. And this actually gives us some hope because we know that they're plotting, because they know that if they study, they're going to have to think. So they have the capability or the ability to think, they're just refusing to do it. And that's actually a good sign. It shows that they can do it if they wanted to. They just refuse to. But because they refuse to study and understand anything and refuse to think, they have the problems that they have. Another thing, and this is a very strange thing, they refuse to see themselves in a collective. They see themselves as individuals, but not part of a collective, not part of a community. Every other ethnic group puts us in a community. They say you're part of the African American community, you're part of the black community. But we don't put ourselves that way. And we get upset when other people do it that way. But we put other people in communities. If we see an Indian person, we say they're Indian. If we see an Asian person, we say they're Asian. But for some reason, we, well, see, we don't think. For some reason, we don't want to see ourselves in a collective. We don't want to work with each other. We don't want to be bothered with each other. Um, those are the things that we don't want to do. Now, moving closer to the surface, because not thinking, not studying, not seeing yourself in a collective is closer to the root of all of our problems. The fourth problem is something that's very, very strange. We've dedicated ourselves and we've become obsessed with entertainment. No art, no culture, just entertainment. Entertainment that is just action for action's sake. And we like entertainment that makes our minds go numb, makes us vegetate, puts us in a sense of, or our brains in a sense of atrophy. Something that's not going to work our muscle in between our ears. Reality shows, sports, things of those kinds of things. We're obsessed with that stuff. Um, Sometimes even when you see people watching it, their mouths are hanging open. It's almost like they're catatonic. So those are the problems with our community. Now, being that those are the problems, the solution is really, really easy. We just have to decide to start thinking again. Start wondering about things, looking at things from a different angle, thinking about economics and the economic well-being of our community instead of just jobs. Thinking about the education of our children and our adults and not just dropping somebody off to school. We have to start thinking about those things again. And eventually you will, or you will, as my brother says, you will either adapt or die. Because we're moving to the point where other communities can't pick us up and don't want us in their business. Only thing they want us to do is spend money in their business, but it's getting to the point they don't even want us to do that because less and less of us have money to spend. And so it's a lot of five-finger discounting going on. So we're going to have to come together, we're going to have to start thinking, and we're going to have to start studying. So in that sense, there is a lot of hope, and I don't think I'll be talking about this again, well, unless something comes up. But I had to make this video. After all the stories I heard on my trip, I just have to because it shows that black people, wherever you go, are in a state of mental, what would you say, degradation, deterioration. And so I wanted to do my part to try to point this out and get us out of this spiraling into the abyss of stupidity. So if I'm so fortunate enough to see you tomorrow, I will. Open. Do any of my viewers or anyone in the chat room have anything to say? Going once, going twice. Okay, until next time, please take care of yourselves.